All right, guys, so let's be honest. Most of the time, it's the guy getting friend zoned, right? It's the guy complaining that he got friend zoned. It's usually the dude that's like, yeah, I'm trying to show romantic interest, even though he's kind of being a little passive. I'm showing romantic interest. I'm kind of, I hinted at her a couple of times that I see her in a romantic way and I want to take things further, but she keeps stringing me along. She keeps breadcrumbing me, as they say. Breadcrumbing is basically, so how women do it is, how women breadcrumb men is that basically they keep men around to give them, uh, you know, keep them company as a friend. So everything a boyfriend does, minus the intimacy part. This is basically how dudes get friend zoned, right? And the thing about it is, the guy wants something intimate, but the chick doesn't. But instead of outright telling him, in a lot of cases, not all, but in a lot of cases, because let me just get this out the way. Some women will just flat out say, "Hey, look, this isn't going anywhere," and they won't even hang out with the dude. Okay, they won't even hang out with him because they just don't feel like dealing with all that nonsense, and they have a conscience like, okay, this guy is interested, and I'm not. So therefore, it would be ethical, or it would be morally advised to leave this guy alone because I don't want what he wants. But yeah, unfortunately, not all women think like that, and some of them are gonna use this guy to just hang out, walk in the park, go to the movies, have little phone dates, all of that stuff, minus the intimacy, and they're not gonna tell him that outright. It's jacked up, okay? But with all that being said, men, we have friend zones as well. Oh yeah. And albeit it doesn't happen very often that men put women in the friend zone because a lot of guys just don't have that type of opportunity per se. Because most, not all men this does not apply to all men in relationships. But a lot of times, a man will go hop into a relationship, with the first chick who shows him even a bit of interest, right? Even a little bit of affection, a little bit of interest. So he's not gonna friend zone per se. And yes, men kind of do it differently. He's not gonna have the opportunity to friend zone a chick. With that being said, this is Tarek Talks. Let's get right into the subject. So the way that a man friend zones a woman is basically she is a friends with benefits because us as men, like I stated previously, we're looking for that intimacy, okay? We want intimacy. We like to be physically intimate. Men are physical in all aspects, whether it be work, whether it be sports, gym, and when it comes to this friend zone per se. And ladies, if you're watching this, I'm not saying this is right because I don't believe in manipulating people, okay? Because that stuff comes back to you. You dig what I'm saying? But it's like that for men. They just want that intimacy, that smashing. And they will do the same thing in essence how a woman will breadcrumb a man. Men will do the same thing. They're gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna give you the world, and they'll tell her sweet nothings. And usually, not all the time, fellas and ladies, you gotta understand I talk in generalities here. I'm always talking in generalities because I'm a firm believer that nothing is for certain on this planet that we call Earth and in this thing we call life. Nothing is 100%, especially when you're talking about other humans, okay? But, you know, for the most part, these are the type of guys who are attractive, right? That a large consensus of women find attractive, a large consensus of women find attractive, whether it be in his environment, in his ethnic group, and his whatever the case is. The ladies in his little space or whatever you want to call it, his tribe, shout out Ron Wills and his tribe, find him consensusly attractive. And on top of that, he has game. Okay, he has game. This is, guys, let me tell you who this guy is. This is the guy that you see a lot of girls complaining about on these little TikTok videos, on these Instagram videos. Like, oh yeah, he ain't ish and he doesn't want to commit and all that good stuff. See, what's going on is the woman, she wants commitment. She wants him to label her as his girlfriend or whatever the case is. And he really, he is just looking for something intimate. He does not want strings attached because he probably has other chicks. And a young lady that he's with, right? He doesn't really see her as anything that's, worth being his girlfriend or whatever the case is. And the odd thing about this is, the paradox is that, I said this before in other videos, women want the man that doesn't want them the most. The guy that just seems to be elusive, especially, like I said, if he's attractive, if he's handsome and, he's got game and he could put it down in the bed, whatever, all that blah, 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 all that stuff. And he got something going for him. They're going to want to lock him down. And the thing about it is, he has other women, or he has the capability to choose other women. If he doesn't have one yet, or if he just is dealing with one, okay, he has the opportunity to deal with other young ladies, because in his mind, he's like, why settle down when I could have, a good other experiences, so to speak. And these guys, they usually they're the player types. They're the player types that are usually on the scene. The guys that you see in clubs and that you kind of see in those type of environments. And I'm pretty sure there's ones that are in the business settings and stuff like that. But, for the most part, these are the player types. And the thing about it is, women, they will, and the weird thing is, I try to explain this to women that, hey, look, the guy that does want to be in a relationship, you probably brushed him off. You probably didn't think he was attractive. You probably thought he was lame, stuff like that. And unfortunately, a lot of those type of guys, they want relationships. But as we all know, the guys that are kind of elusive, that kind of have that kind of player type of vibe, are the type of guys that women go for. Now, am I saying that you should be this type of guy? Am I saying that you should alter your personality and try to be a quote unquote player? No. See, the thing about it is, the thing that makes women want them is that they are not pressed about her like a lot of other guys, right? And they have that attractiveness factor. So the chick, she'll be with this guy, and the only thing really that is gonna happen is they're gonna hang out at his crib or her crib, because hell, sometimes these guys don't even have a place to stay. Sometimes they don't even have their own car, and yet the chick will be messing with him. And the thing about it is, a lot of these young ladies see the red flags from the beginning, but they just conveniently brush it off. The guy is literally, he might even damn near literally tell them that he's not interested in like being her boyfriend or something like that. And they'll just be like, he doesn't mean it. he'll come around, stuff like that. And they see that he has the capability to get other women. They see that a lot of other females want him, which makes them want him even more. So he kind of, and it's messed up. Like I said, it's not right. He kind of uses that to his advantage. And he's like, hey, look, if you cool, you know what I'm saying? If you gonna keep letting me come through, if you gonna come through to my crib, or if you're gonna keep letting me come through, hell, I'll keep doing it. And she'll complain and complain for months, sometimes even years, that hey, this guy doesn't want to be my, doesn't want to commit to me and be my boyfriend or whatever the case is. But the the fact remains that he's still getting in them draws, and ultimately that's really all he wants. Is it right? I'm not saying that it's right. I'm just saying that a lot of the times this is what goes down. This is what happens. These guys, they'll just like how the females, just like I said in the beginning of the video, how a lot of females will breadcrumb the guy and give him little senses of hope, little sprinkles of hope, just so he can stay around and he can keep taking them to the park and have cute little picnic dates and stuff like that. And she can vent to him. And sometimes the messed up thing is she'll even vent to her friend zone guy about the guy that's smashing her. Like she'll be like, oh, Johnny Cage smashes me and he doesn't even, or they won't even talk about the smashing part. They'll be like, he doesn't even talk to me and he doesn't even hit me up, conveniently missing out the part where he's smashing her so they won't upset the friend zone guy. But they're gonna vent about him. Oh, he's not hitting me up and he never he doesn't even care, stuff like that. And the crazy part about it is, like I said, that's the main type of guy that some chicks go for, and this is a reality. This is something that has been observed, okay? So anyway, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoy the video. Peace.